This is the current character that you're about to see. This is episode 13, and as you're seeing on screen, it is the pirate captain. I had to do my intros right up top here because I'm getting like worse and worse frame rate when I'm doing like F7 on the bottom floor. So I'm going to do like the intro and the first portion of the video right here. Then I'll switch into like the gem forge when I get into the gems. But yeah, next episode is going to be the Boomeranger. The reason being, I just say straight up the Boomeranger is because I also level up a little bit of a Boomeranger gems, and I swapped one of my Shadowhunter gems, which was already maxed out, to my Boomeranger. So my Boomeranger is like 75 power rank off being 30k. So that's going to be the next episode. So that episode is going to come out sooner than expected. Also, I also did mention that I'm making the Flux farming method. That video is taking like forever to make. I've already been doing editing for like 11 to 12 hours so far, and still haven't fully completed the script. So it's been quite the editing process. I'm just going to give you like the intro of that video, so enjoy the intro and let me know what you think. Hello and welcome to another JNMG video. I'm your host JonNario, and welcome to the 2019 Flux farming method. And yeah, that's the intro. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and yeah, let's get started with the 30k PR pirate captain. Enjoy. So this might be one of the toughest characters for me to review compared to like most characters, which I have a general idea of how good is that character. But this character, I have tried like different loadouts, different ways of using it. I've been using this character for like 8 hours or so, like grinding U10 non-stop for 8 hours, looking for the best stuff for this character. And it is a tough character to use for U10 grinding, and I'll explain why in this video. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to another JNMG video. I'm your host JonNario, and today it is another 30k PR video. This time it is a 30k PR pirate captain. My pirate captain is currently sitting at 30,005 power rank. It is very close at 30,005 power rank. That's ridiculous. Anyways, my stats are as follow. Like always, all of the characters now have a full set of Crystal 3 and have decent gems to get decent stats. So my stats are as follow. I have 284,221 magic damage, 248% attack speed. So this is an attack speed gear with fully permanent no stars. 97.3% critical hit, that's pretty good, and 2035.0 critical damage. That is ridiculous. Now 2035 critical damage, that is really high. That is around the same critical damage as my Revenant, which is kind of ridiculous. And I have 3,939 light. I am rocking a full set of Crystal 3 attacks with critical damage, all pieces of gear. I have magic damage, magic find maximum health. I would have used like maximum health right over here, but I have 880k HP. I have a stellar level 4 critical hit magic damage ring. Pretty good because I don't have 100% critical hit, and that is going to help out a lot. If I had this one with like critical hits, my gun with critical hit, I will be at 100%, but you know what, I don't care. I have Preferred Penguin. Actually, I was using this character with Chronomancer Cubesley, but I was taking way too many flasks and it wasn't working with the Chronomancer Cubesley, so I decided to go with the Preferred Penguin. Preferred Penguin is like Red Berserker, is one of the best, if not the best, magic damage ally in the entire game when it comes to U10 grinding, or grinding dungeons in general, because of the 15% maximum health when a nearby enemy dies, and the 30 base movement speed that you get when you kill an enemy as well. That's also really good. I'm using Arcane Emblem. This character doesn't need Arcane because this character has high DPS, but I will strongly recommend even with this character to get Arcane, because even though it has really good DPS, the crowd control most abilities is kinda yikes. And I'm using Chronomatic Emblem. I'm using this character with the Chronomatic Emblem. I tried on yielding. The damage was pretty low at killing like bosses, and I also used Evil Eye. Didn't work because this character doesn't need burst damage, it needs like crowd control. That's why I use the Chronomatic Emblem, so I can get the ultimate ability more often. And yeah, so that is the reason I'm using the Chronomatic Emblem. I have Conjurer's Crucible Vial like always. Conjurer's Crucible Vial is the best vial if you have high magic find. And I'm using the Mounted Cavalry Knight subclass because I don't have Boomeranger gear. I will be moving into my gems. My gems are as follow. So I do have a one of each right over here. It's not the best. I can just use a Contain Chaos Flare on the critical hit and get a perfect gem right here. But I don't want to, I don't care to. Same go with over here. This is my class gem, it's one of each. I can just re-roll with one Contain Chaos Flare on the maximum health and I will get a perfect. Again, I don't care. I don't want to waste like resources in getting like perfect gems on this character that I barely use. And again, same with this gem, one of each. I can just use I Contain Chaos Flare, get a perfect gem. Same reason as always. My lesser gems, it is 2-1 crit damage, 2-1 crit damage, 2-1 crit damage, 2-1 magic, 2-1 magic, 2-1 magic, divided half and half, 3 with 2 magic, 1 crit damage roll, 3 with 2 crit damage roll, 1 magic. My lesser cosmic gems, I have a 2 light, 1 crit damage, and a 2 light, 1 magic damage, divided half and half with 2 light and 1 of the damage abilities, which is not too bad. It's not the perfect because the perfect is full max on light, but 2 light is still really good. And my empowered cosmic gem, it is 1 light, 2 crit damage. This is why I have high crit damage in general. 2 crit damage roll, that's a lot of critical damage right over there. And yeah, so I'm also using Empyrean Barrier. This is the worst empowered cosmic gem out of all 4 empowered cosmic gem abilities. But yeah, this is the best one that I got, so might as well just use it. With this character, the one empowered gem that I would strongly recommend you to get is obviously get the class gem 110% of the time, and always get Pyrodisc. Pyrodisc actually does help out in the passive ability on this character. So the passive ability is if you hit an enemy with like, I believe it is like any type of damage, or if it works only basic attack, but if you hit an enemy you will get coins, and those coins will help you regain your energy, because this character doesn't have any energy regeneration. It does have energy but no energy regeneration, and Pyrodisc actually does help out recovering a lot of those coins, because every hit on the Pyrodisc will give you a coin, and you will see like a lot of coins when I have Pyrodisc on lock. And also Pyrodisc is really good with this character due to not having a lot of crowd control. You can also use Explosive Epilogue right over here, but this character, even though it needs crowd control, Explosive Epilogue is not like 100% necessary, but Explosive Epilogue is still really good. I have Stun Burst, might as well just use Stun Burst. This one is the best one that I got, but Cupid Curtain is also a really good one because this character doesn't have the best survivability. The only survivability comes with is decoys, and Cupid Curtain will help out a lot in the survivability department. But anyways, those are my gems, this is my gear, and this is my Pirate Captain. I will be going into Uber 10 in 3, 2, 1. And here I am in Uber 10. So, how does I almost said Candy Barbarian for some reason. Wow. How does the Pirate Captain fare in Uber 10? Like I said in my intro, this character has been one of the toughest characters so far to use in Uber 10. The reason being is this character is a high DPS, but it's pretty bad when it comes to dungeon grinding, which is rather weird, especially something like here in Uber 10 where high DPS is better than everything else. The thing is this is like a setup character. You set everything up similar to like a Draco, but the thing is the Draco has pretty decent DPS on its own without like the bombs and the Draco babies and all the dragon class gem and all that sort of stuff. And this character, if you don't have like the turrets all maxed out and leveled up, you're going to struggle a lot. This is why I built this character to having like a lot of ultimate abilities, because the ultimate ability is this character's saving grace, but it will make this character like a character that relies on ultimate ability, which is not a good thing for U10 type characters, because character that relies on ultimate ability, it means that you have to use a lot of cooldown reduction stuff to do really well. Allow me to explain why do I think this is not a good character. First of all, let me compare this character a lot to the Gunslinger, which I think it is a mediocre character when it comes to dungeon grinding. First and foremost, let's talk about the basic attack. This character's basic attack, I believe it does 1.4 or 1.5 times damage, similar to the Gunslinger's 1.4. It has worse range than the Gunslinger, better crowd control, it shoots like half the speed, which technically has half the DPS, and you cannot shoot downwards. So it is a basic attack that you can only shoot forward. So you cannot shoot downwards, so you can get better survivability. That's one thing. The other thing is that this character lacks a really high damage instant cast ability. Like the Gunslinger has the blast jump. This character has his turrets. The turrets, it is not an instant cast high damage ability like the blast jump. The blast jump is just press a button and you get an ability that does 6 times damage. This once you throw a turret, this turret without level up does 1 times damage and it shoots once a second. So that the DPS is terrible. So you have to hit an enemy a couple of times so it can level up. I believe it's 3 times so it can level up once. Once it level ups, it will hit for 5 times damage, I believe it is, which is decent. And if you have 2 of them, that means that you will do 10 times damage each and every single second. So that will increase the one-shot potential by quite a lot. But the thing is, first of all, it is a single target ability. And second, it shoots at random mobs. It doesn't shoot like an enemy that you are targeting. Like for example, if I see that boss and I throw the turret, you see that it's targeting that minion instead of targeting the boss. And it is a really bad thing because it means that you cannot control the character, like where you want the damage to distribute or where you want to kill it. So that kill time can be extremely inconsistent. Sometimes you will kill a boss, like it will seem like you're deleting the boss, but sometimes all the turrets are targeting at random, and you will pretty much have to wait like a couple of seconds before the turret kills everything because the basic attack is pretty bad on its own. The ultimate ability does 6 times damage, I believe it is, and 6 times damage on the ultimate ability. It also targets at random, but the crowd control is just ridiculous that it doesn't even matter. And at that point, like the ultimate ability is the only saving grace. That's what I say, this is the only saving grace, because it has high crowd control and the damage is still decent enough for you to do high damage. And it is the only quote-unquote instant cast ability because you just throw it and it will do 6 times damage immediately. But it is an ult, which it means that this character relies on ultimate ability similar to the Gunslinger. So this character is like a weaker version of the Gunslinger when it comes to U10 grinding. When it comes to Shadow Tower, then this character is just ridiculous because it does so much DPS, it's unreal. I believe like the turrets is 5 times damage. If you level them up to like max out, it's like 5 times damage, shoots like twice a second, which it means that you will have a 20 times damage multiplier, and you can throw multiple ultimates at the same time if you have like cooldown reduction like Chronomatic Emblem and the Chrono Cubesly, and throwing multiple ultimate abilities. Then each and every single ultimate ability does 6 times damage, and it will have like an incredibly high DPS with this character. That's why this character is incredibly good when it comes to Shadow Tower. But you cannot do that on dungeon grinding. Well, you technically can, but it means that you have to do that in one dungeon, go back, regain flask, and then do it again. And that's not a good thing when it comes to dungeon grinding, because you definitely need, if you want to be efficient, you have to complete as much dungeon as possible without going back into any outposts or any cornerstone. It is extremely inefficient, but it is extremely strong, but it's extremely inefficient. And in Shadow Tower you don't need efficiency because you regain all of your flasks every time you complete a Cursed Skull, so you can just spam flasks like crazy. So you don't need like Conjurer's Crucible, but you can just use Elysian Bandolier and just go ham with just throwing all of the turrets. And that is the thing I don't particularly like about this character. Like you just saw right there, that was a boss with like no minions and nothing. You just saw that boss got deleted. But when it comes to like dungeons with a lot of mobs, like this one for example, you will see that all turrets will start shooting everything at random, and you just have to rely on the ultimate ability destroying everything. And you just saw it the ultimate ability is targeting like all those mobs like randomly over there. It's not even targeting like the Cursed Skull like I meant it to be, and it is one of the things that I generally don't like about this character. It is a strong, ridiculously good DPS in Shadow Tower, but it's not a good U10 character, despite having high DPS. It's just like this character struggles really hard. Like the crowd control is pretty bad if you're not using the ultimate ability. The decoys are decent, They will help out in the survivability department, but the decoys doesn't do a lot of damage. I believe they do 3 times damage. It's low in terms of multiplier, and then the character itself is struggles like really hard in U10. Do I recommend this character? I recommend this character if you want to use it on lower portals like U9, U8, or you're just maining the Pirate Captain at that point. You can use him at that portion of the game because U8 and U9, you don't need high DPS with 5 times damage or 6 times damage. You can one-shot like U9 and U10 U9, U8 bosses like very easily. So the damage multiplier is not a big deal, but in this place you definitely need high DPS and high crowd control. And this is like similar to like the Fate Trickster. Like the Fate Trickster without the class, without using like the glitter bomb, it struggles. Like the Fate Trickster struggles really hard. But if you're using the glitter bomb, you have a really good crowd control perma-stun and ability. This character, it is like the Fate Trickster. It is this, the single target is just ridiculous if you're not using like ultimate ability, but you have to use ultimate ability if you want any sort of crowd control. The basic attack will not cut it. You will not do enough damage with the basic attack for it to, you know, kill everything. In U9 you can do it, like you can use your basic attack and kill everything with just arcane, but in U10 you definitely need high multipliers and high DPS to do well in U10. But that is all I have to say. Sorry if you like the Pirate Captain, if you're just like thinking to yourself like, am I not using a good character? Am I doing it? Am I doing something wrong? Nani. If you're using the Pirate Captain, if you enjoy the Pirate Captain, keep using him. Like keep using the Pirate Captain. Don't be like, oh, this character is like, it struggles in U10. It means that I won't use it, even though I enjoy it. Like I've been maining the Knights ever since like the beta, the console beta. It was considered one of the worst characters in the game, and I didn't even care. So if you don't care, if you just enjoy the character for his own playstyle and the ridiculously high DPS on Shadow Towers and the hilariously strong ultimate ability, then just keep using him. But if you want like a good efficient character, then this is not one of them. This is not a character that will say that you should use if you want to be efficient and if you want to be good in U10. Use it if you want a good character for Shadow Tower because it's hilarious. His character is so powerful, it's kind of hilarious to see like all those turrets like delete everything around you. But other than that, this character struggles in U10. How you want to use this character? If you want to use this character in U10, like I said, make sure to have Pyro Disc because those will help out in throwing the decoys a lot. Throw as much decoys as you can because those take aggro and those will help on the survivability department. Make sure to throw all of your turrets before you start the battle. Don't just start the battle and start throwing turrets. Just throw all your turrets before you encounter the enemy. Just throw the turrets, throw the decoys so that the enemy will aggro towards it and just keep attacking it towards the back. If you want highlight, you can use this character with or without highlight. This character still has high DPS, so it doesn't need the light to do high damage. Make sure to build this character towards using the ultimate ability as much as possible. You just saw right there, that was a prime example of like turrets like shooting everything instead of like shooting the boss. It struggles. Like, it really is kind of bad when it comes to like dealing with bosses and stuff like that has a lot of minions. But make sure to build this character towards ultimate ability, like go chrono emblem. Once you just have everything just set up, you will see like this character will increase like the DPS. It will ramp up in DPS. I can compare this character to like a minigun. Like if you play Fortnite, I'm sure most of you already played Fortnite once in your life. You know, when the minigun came out, the minigun was, well, the minigun's still like that right now. I don't play Fortnite, but when the minigun came out, the gun just ramped up in damage. It just started slow, and then all the sudden like the rate of fire just ramped up, and the DPS just went incredibly high. This is similar to like that type of character. Like it just starts off really bad in terms of DPS, then it just ramps up and the DPS just becomes ridiculous. And this is what I like to compare this character to, like a minigun. And Yeah, you just saw right there. Those turrets were killing like all the regular mobs and they left the 3-star alone. And once they kill all the enemies, it went to a 3-star and the 3-star just got deleted. So use this character with high cooldown reduction. Make sure to have the ultimate ability as much as possible. Use the ultimate ability on bosses mostly, since the bosses is the one big struggle when it comes to this character. In Curse Call, you can throw decoys and use basic and just the normal turrets, because the turrets still kills like all the enemies rather quickly. It can one-shot like normal enemies, as you saw. So it doesn't need like the ultimate ability. If you want to use the ultimate ability, then go at it, but it doesn't need it. You just can use your basic and the turrets and they will do wonders on its own. But use ult on cooldown on bosses, and once you fight against a boss, like that aim though, just shoot like right over there. What the hell? And to be honest, it's a big yikes. And this character is a big yikes. I don't know how to like properly title this video. Probably like or something like that. I don't know. But this character, I would not recommend you to use this character for U10. Sorry to say. It is one character that I will say it did scale poorly on you in U10, because the damage multipliers it's not the best. This is another high DPS, low multiplier type ability, low damage character. So yeah, it is a character that struggles a lot in crowd control. That's why I did say like explosive pepper up might help a lot, saying that the crowd control it will kill like all regular mobs like one shot, and the explosive pepper up will trigger and it will do like 4.5 to everything around it. But other than that, is no, just no. Don't just use this character. Even though it is high DPS, don't use this character for U10 if you want efficiency. I will complete this 3-star and then call it a day. But straight up, if you enjoyed the Pirate Captain, just keep using him. I'm not saying that you should not use this character. Use this character if you want, but I'm just giving you my honest recommendation and my honest opinion after using this character for well over 8 hours or so in doing U10 dungeons non-stop. And this is like my final verdict when it comes to this character. It struggles, like it really does struggle. But I guess that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around as always. If you have a Pirate Captain, let me know which power rank are you, and tell me what do you think of the Pirate Captain. Do you agree with with what I just said? Do I disagree and think that I'm crazy and just like, oh, just use the Pirate Captain is amazing. It's probably one of the best characters. It is top tier. It is yeah. That's my way of explaining certain things. But leave a like if you want to help the channel grow. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And that is all for today. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care and keep on hunting, and watch out for the next episode being the Boomeranger. See ya.